This is JordanTower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so we got Joe Budden getting... I don't know why 50 Cent won't let up off Joe Budden, though. Come on, bro. Like, it's over. Like, leave it alone. Joe Budden made a mistake. He talked about the Irv Gotti thing. You know what I hate? These people like Joe Budden, and I hate to put Joe Budden in the same category as Benzino, okay? Because Benzino is like just a walking hypocrite, okay? Joe Budden can be, but he does it for the purpose of his show usually, okay? And I think that's what he did, and it backfired here because he knows why 50 Cent is the way he is about Irv Gotti, right? And he says 50 needs therapy. 50's just, 50 almost lost his life because of Preem, who's linked to Irv Gotti. And Irv Gotti tried to stop 50 Cent from even getting in the game, okay? So he doesn't care that Irv Gotti passed. And he trolled him, and he kept that same energy. And you got to respect somebody that is unapologetically them. That's why people like Boosie and like that are... They're not Kodak Black. They're unapologetically themselves, and you got to appreciate that because a lot of people are fake. A lot of people are fake. Like, they're fake positive. Like, oh, come on, guys. We're grown men making money. Let's get along. The world doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way because as soon as you let your guard down, somebody will eat your lunch. I'm telling you, okay? Go do nice things for people. Those people will cross you. I mean, so when you do nice things for people, you got to expect nothing in return. That's just all I could say about that. Still do nice things for people, but expect nothing in return. And expect no loyalty ever. Never expect loyalty. Because it just doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't exist. You might get it with your wife. You might get it with your kids. You might get it with family members sometimes if you're lucky. But you ain't going to get it with regular people. Very rarely. They will turn on you at one point. All it takes is for one person to get in their ear and give them a different perspective. And that's the scary... I mean, that can happen in your marriage, too. That's why you got to always keep... You got to value your relationships and don't throw them away. And maintain them like you would maintain your car, like you'd maintain your house, So he says, damn, Joe... Need therapy? So Joe Budden I don't know why Joe Budden put this out. Like, certain things are just not meant for the public, And he's letting his little freaky secrets out.
He uses it to jerk off.
Whoa.
Me and two bitches play and do whatever we doing while he watches us and does his thing. That's what he uses.
That's what he goes to the strip club and does.
It for. Or this is where the trauma comes in. In the past.
Okay.
Joe has taken his travel lube with him to get dances and jerk off with other women.
Yo, Joe Budden's just sitting there while she's telling his secrets. This is on Joe Budden's channel. He didn't have to release this.
On his own, behind my back.
Come on, bro. Like, come on. This is too much, Joe. But 50, leave him alone, man. You have bigger fish to fry. People that were really disloyal to you and do not appreciate you helping them out. And then you got clowns like Benzino defending them. We'll get to that in a second. So then he says, Joe Budden, you might need therapy. You can't be sleeping naked. It's true, though. Yo, he really took offense to the therapy thing. Jeez. So Lil Baby's coming out and saying, hey, guys, fake news. I wasn't arrested. Don't believe the misinformation. And then his friend comes out and says something similar, right? Let me see if we get to that real fast. So he says, thanks for all the concern. Please don't believe the misinformed. Please don't be misinformed by fake news. I'm overly good, right? And then he says, his friend says, y'all stop sending them fake false rumors around to people. Them lies, no truth in it. No truth? Social media have y'all passing around fake narratives of people. No. The Atlanta police do. The Atlanta police blamed Lil Baby for a shooting of two young kids, 13 years old. 13. He went to an ops neighborhood, shot a video, and two kids got shot, right? So where are people making this up? Lil Baby and his friend, are they slow? Are they? Maybe Lil Baby really is slow. Why do you think the internet says all that? There's an arrest warrant for Lil Baby, right? I don't. These rappers think they can talk things away on social media. This is real, bro. Like, go handle it. Go get a lawyer. Go get Finling or whatever his name is, and go handle this because you got an issue. Atlanta's starting to paint you as a problem in the city. I don't care if you change your name from 4PF to Glass House, whatever it is. This is real, and you should take it as a real problem, okay? Because you got to let them know you had nothing to do with that if you had nothing to do with that, and you got to start moving differently. To be doing that, doing to an ops neighborhood is crazy. Is crazy at your level. Is if the cops made a statement like that about me at a press conference, I would have came out with my own press conference immediately because you have brand deals, everything. He didn't say anything. T-Pain's new Koenigsegg. This car's worth $2.8 million, but he just sold his catalog. So people were trying to tell him he's going to go broke again, right? So he had to come out and talk about it saying, basically, dude, I can buy that car 100 times or 10 to 100 times.
That is all real gold. I knew that was the first thing everybody was going to say. T-Pain buying cars again. He going to go broke. He going to go broke. I know how to not buy anything unless I know I can afford 2 to 10 of them. Everybody's thinking like, oh shit, he's got the same amount of money he had before. That's what everybody's thinking. Like, why the fuck y'all holding me to one amount of money for the rest of my life? Oh shit, there he is. He's doing the same thing with the same amount of money at the same age. Like, what?
Yo. Yeah, you let him, if he wants to buy a condo, it's his money, man. Like, just let him buy it. Khloe Kardashian, yeah, T-Pain's not going to go broke again. Once you go broke once, after you've had money, you tend to not make the same mistakes again. He was young. I think he was like 27, 28 when he lost all that money, and then he gained it back. Let's see. Khloe Kardashian claims her mom was... Okay, so her mom hooked her up with this athlete like a long time ago. Probably talking 10 years ago at this point, right? Maybe longer. And her mom hooked her up with an athlete to go on a date with. And the athlete didn't ever call her back, right? And she's like, did you give him a BJ? Like, what? What mom would say that? Like, hey, did you go down? Like, the first date? Like, that's how you get him to come back. I was like, yo, she really was a pimp. Their mom was a pimp. Kris Jenner's a pimp, man. Like, they were pimping their kids out. All right, so now here we go. Lame Zeno. He wants in on the... So, Jim Jones is another crash-out clown. Jim Jones makes good music now. Don't get it wrong. But he's using 50 Cent and Cameron to try to keep pushing his album or whatever he has going on. So when he has something going on, he'll diss Cameron. He said Cameron was doing shady deals when they did verses. Cameron wouldn't do verses unless he had a piece of something. But he says, why didn't we all get a piece of something? Because you didn't negotiate it. Cameron didn't even want to do verses. But you begged him to, right? So he did it, and he negotiated something with Swiss, and he talked about it. But guess what? Jim Jones, now after verses, after they lost, and he didn't really benefit that much from it, except for getting a check, now he's bitter. Well, you should have negotiated your own deal. You should have said, I ain't doing no verses. He was desperate to do verses. Desperate. He used to talk about it all the time around that time. If you go back, I think there's live videos of him, we calling out this person, that person, just hoping Swiss Beats would do it. Swiss Beats got some interest, but he wanted the whole Dipset. That shows you right there. Cameron is the draw every time. He is. He's the draw. It is what it is. Who cares? Like, Jim really is bitter about this. Like, bro, you made millions of dollars, bro. And Cameron put you on. And you were a huge asset to Dipset. I mean, nobody's ever going to deny that. Jim Jones doesn't need to get his credit because he gets it. He gets it. Everybody knows Jim Jones was the glue in Dipset. Because as soon as that, Cameron wasn't going to hold Dipset together after Jim Jones started doing his own thing. Jim Jones actually left Dipset and started Bird Gang. Now he wants to claim Dipset again because Bird Gang, nobody cares about Bird Gang. Nobody cares about Bird Gang. And then also, so let's get to, so Benzino is thirsty for cash, okay? Benzino, and this is sad. I'm not trying to, like, highlight someone's, like, misfortunes. But Benzino, like, he destroyed his life, bro. Like, he did well during the Source era. The Source era ended 02, 03. It was, like, pittering out, you know? And it was due to, like, shift in, like, technology and a lot of stuff, you know? Like, I'm not faulting him. Or Dave Mays. Dave Mays is an important part of the culture, and so is, I guess you could say Benzino is too, but like it was really Dave Mays that ran the Source. I mean, it's evident, right? Benzino was like his backup singer. And you know, because Benzino tried to like be a rapper and like use the Source to like get people to like, you know, I think he got a record deal just because of the Source, right? And then he gave himself 5 mics for his album and it was trash. And then he had the nerve to beef with Eminem because he thought that would help his career. And then, in turn, that ended with a beef with 50 Cent. And then he just, like, he's still trying to beef with 50 Cent today. We'll get to that in a second. And Benzino is notorious for speaking about things and not knowing anything about what he's talking about. Because all this guy does is go to the gym every day, harass his ex-baby mothers, get pulled over by the cops, and argue with police at 60 years old. Who does that? He's always getting kicked out of apartment buildings for this, that, and the other. Apartment buildings, like, bro, you just made, like, even when he got a second chance at Love and Hip Hop, he didn't turn it into anything. I think he was on Love and Hip Hop for like 5 years. He just took it for granted, got those checks without learning after losing all of his money, right? This guy blew all his money. Dave Mays was basically his daddy after the Source folded. Dave Mays has money. He saves his money, right? He took care of Benzino for a few years. And then he was his dad, basically. Now he doesn't have daddy. He has no one guiding him. Benzino is lost in the sauce. And it's sad to see someone like that. I mean, 50 and him have similar issues where they go at their own children online. I'll tell you that much. That's the one thing they have in common. So, you know, he's begging to be a part of this $10 million boxing challenge, you know, but it's not a real challenge. Jim Jones doesn't even have $10 million, just so you know. That's just a fact, okay? It's a fact. You tell me, how do you know, Jordan? I know. I just know, okay? I can't tell you how I know certain things. I just know, all right? I also know him and Chrissy are having trouble. But, hey, that's something different. Because you know what? I wouldn't wish that on them. They should stay. I would hope they would stay together, you know? But, okay, so we got Benzino. Listen to this.
A boxing
Lame Zeno.
challenge for $10 million? Huh?
Let me say it again. Did I hear a boxing challenge for 10 M's? I'm in. I want in.
But you don't even have 10 million to put up, Benzino. You don't have 5 million. You don't have 3 million. You don't have $10. And again, I'm not saying, I'm not like gloating or rubbing his face like, oh, you don't have any money. No, I wouldn't do that, you know. But don't talk spicy with $100 in your pocket, you know. Don't talk spicy when your bank account's overdrawn. I would be quiet. In fact, there's times in my life a long time ago when I didn't have too much money, right, at all, and I shut up when it came to money. It's embarrassing, you know. It's like, geez, I don't even. You dream of having $2,000 that month. I've ran out of money before, and just gone check to check, and somehow made it. You know, take care of your responsibilities and eat rice. Benzino doesn't. He's over there smoking the finest herb, wearing designer shades, not learning, and showing his location with reflections in the the balcony. People can find out where he lives immediately. I know exactly what building he's in.
Yeah. I don't know. 10 M's. Spread the word. I'm in. I'll be a huckleberry. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Then he decides to go, you know, Vlad for some reason had him back on, and he's talking about the whole Big Meech and 50 Cent thing, and people still think this is over just a picture. This is over a picture. He's like, 50, grow up, man. Grow up over a picture with Rick Ross, dude. You're gonna cancel this whole man. People were gonna do the BMF story regardless of when he came home. No, they weren't. I'll tell you something, man. I know for a fact 2 studios had the BMF story before 50 even had it. I think it was like 2011 to 2014. Some studio lost it. Then 2014 to 2016, some studio had it. 50 got it from them. Then he did a deal with Tammy. The deal is you have to get it greenlit within 3 years. Otherwise, the life rights reverts back to Tammy, right? And he got it greenlit and made it a hit show. It's not just getting it greenlit, Benzino, because Benzino's never really even made an album, to be honest with you. He's never done anything. He didn't even really make The Source. He joined The Source with Dave Mace, right? And then he's talking about, 50 always wanted to be Big Meech. Big Meech was a highly regarded person in hip-hop because it was what everybody was rapping about. Being a kingpin, doing this, right? That doesn't mean you want to be them. 50 Cent said, I didn't want to be in that life. It was a means of survival. He wanted to get to a legitimate place. He always talks about that. Benzino might have wanted to be Big Meech. And then he says, why when you could do the story, he jumped on it. It was a good opportunity. And Benzino doesn't talk about, Benzino doesn't know it. This is how you know Benzino doesn't know anything. He doesn't talk about how 50 made sure Little Meech, Big Meech's son, acted in the series by putting him through school. He doesn't understand the commitment and the sacrifice 50 made to make that show happen. And only for Big Meech to come home after praising him in jail, saying, this guy's priceless, we'll do anything for him, that to demand the life rights back, to try to get more involvement in the show, almost trying to extort 50 for he thought, this is my life, now I call the shots. And it doesn't work like that. So 50 tried to work with him because he knows Benzino's fresh out of jail and thinking crazy, right? But then he starts making public moves. Once you start making public moves, you can't go back. And he started linking up with Ross, 50's Ops, Mayweather, taken money from them when there's been millions of dollars made for the family, right? So people aren't looking at Big Meech as being disloyal here, because 50's bullying him and highlighting that this guy's not even right. Like I was willing to look past that and just do business, but like, hey, if this guy wants to try to run off with a brand I redid for him, and I sacrificed 8 years of my life to make BMF a brand in 2025, which nobody would have cared about it, honestly. They would have done a couple documentaries and that would have been it. There's a lot of stories like this. There's Freeway Ricky Ross, right? And then Benzino says, Rick Ross is a smart businessman. But if you're such a real guy, Benzino, why don't you highlight how Rick Ross took Freeway Ricky Ross's name if you want to keep it real, and didn't pay homage like 50 Cent did to the real 50 Cent from Brooklyn. Like, come on. Yeah, Benzino's, but look at, we're talking about a guy that's on police footage every year. One with Cavario in a hotel room, which was spooky. He made Cavario look weird, right? He made Cavario look weird. I don't know. It was weird. It was just weird. Benzino driving his cars uninsured and unlicensed. Then having such problems with baby moms that like they call the cops on you. Then stalking your baby mothers when they move on from you, and then threatening to beat up their new boyfriend they're dating. Benzino stopped on the highway with his kid, almost getting arrested because he wants to argue with cops, and then his kid would be left there. Like they would have to bring the kid to. I don't know what they do with a kid if you get arrested in the car. Getting thrown out of buildings multiple times. He's known in the Fulton County Police Department. They're like, oh, this guy again. You hear him on the body cam. This guy again. Yeah, we know this guy. He's a troublemaker. Yeah. And Benzino's like, 50's 50 years old doing this. You're 60, and you're on police camera every month. Like, stop. I really don't like Benzino, bro. I really don't like this guy. It's been 25 years since he's done anything legendary. Anyway, that wasn't even that was Dave Mace. Okay, let's be honest. It's obvious. Okay? Anyways, this is JordanTower with JT News. I'll check you guys in the next one.